Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. After testing the JLab Audio Epic AirSport ANC earbuds just a couple of days ago, today I'm going to have a look at its less athletic sibling, the JLab Audio Epic Air ANC. This one is not made for the active person, but it was rather designed with a more general use in mind. Both buds offer basically the same feature set, with some differences of course, so let's see what these are. The biggest difference is obvious at first sight, and that's the design of the buds. The Epic Air ANC lost the ear hooks, but it gained a short stem instead. It means smaller size and lighter weight. Each buds weigh in at around 7 grams, and even though there are lighter and smaller buds out there, I found using the Epic Air ANC very comfortable. No ear fatigue, no pressure on the inside of my ear canals, none of that. Fit is good too, and you get loads of different ear tips in the box to choose from. To be precise, there are 5 sets of silicone tips, 3 of which are normal in length and 2 pairs that are extra long, and there is a set of memory foam tips as well, which can provide you with a better seal, and it can make a difference in the sound as well, but more about that in a minute. It depends on your ears of course, but I believe that anyone can find a good fit with at least one of the supplied tips. You lose some of the stability compared to the ear hook design on the sport buds, but you still have a great comfort, a tight fit, and the buds sit in your ears stable enough. And you get an IP55 rating as well, which is better than some of the exercise-specific sport earbuds can offer, so you don't have to worry about getting caught in a shower, and you can gently rinse the buds time to time to keep them clean. Even if these buds were not made for runners, you can safely do some light exercise such as yoga, stretching, or even some weightlifting. The earbuds are made entirely from black matte plastic, which is not the most fancy look, but they are built to high standards and feel like they will last a long time. However, I'm not sure I can say the same about the battery case. I mean, it is not the sturdiest I've ever seen, but what I can say about the case is that it looks and feels totally different than any other case I had in my hands before. First, there is the form factor with this bump on the top, and there is the faux leather cover they use all over the case except for the sides. It looks great and definitely unique. The lid does not have the usual opening mechanism, but instead it's the one piece of synthetic leather cover which connects the back of the case to the lid. Only time will tell how durable this solution is, but I kinda like it. If nothing else, I appreciate the idea of trying to be different. Due to the lack of an opening mechanism, there are magnets to keep the lid closed, and also there are magnets to hold the buds inside the case. We've got a built-in USB charging cable, and the case can be charged wirelessly too. And that brings us to the battery life. The buds will run for up to 12 hours on a single charge with ANC off, and for up to 8 hours with ANC turned on. You can recharge them 3 times using the case, which makes the total battery life 48 hours with ANC off and around 30 hours with ANC on. These are really good numbers, especially for the price and the size of the earbuds. There is the quick charge feature as well, which can give you an hour of playtime after you put the buds in the case for just 15 minutes. By the way, the case is not small, and I wouldn't call it pocketable either because it's simply too thick, but I believe that all the features can compensate you for that inconvenience, and it can still fit in any small bag or a jacket pocket as well. Onto connection, the JLab Audio Epic Air ANC uses Class 1 Bluetooth 5. I experienced no signal dropouts and found the pairing process quick and easy, regardless of what device I was trying to connect the buds to. With one exception. Watching Netflix on my MacBook Pro using the low latency movie mode on the buds, I ran into some minor issues. Just a couple of times there was a little gap or jump in the sound. Switching back to music mode, and these dropouts were completely gone, and to be honest, the audio and the video stayed in sync as well, so I'm not sure if there is any point in using movie mode at all. Each bud can be used on its own, aka single bud mode, but there is no multi-point use support. For music listening, there are the SBC and the AAC codecs, but we have no aptX on board. Phone calls are not the best in terms of clarity and voice transmission quality. There are 2 mics on each bud to help filtering out noises, and they do a great job at that, but voices sound a bit thin and fuzzy. I heard better phone call quality for less money, so that shouldn't be a reason to buy these buds. But the fully customizable controls, along with other software features, could easily be the key selling point of the Epic Air ANC buds. I'm going into more details about the app and the controls in my Epic Air Sport ANC review, so you can watch that video too, as the 2 buds are basically identical in that regard. But now let me just say that the touch controls work well on the buds, and their functionality is fully customizable in the JLab Audio app. You can control play, pause, tracks, volume and phone calls, the voice assistant and ambient modes, and there is an option to toggle between the 3 default EQ presets called JLab Signature, Balanced and Bass Boost. If you don't like any of these presets, you can dial in your own sound using the custom EQ setting as well. You can fine-tune the strength of the active noise cancelling and the Be Aware modes using the sliders in the app, or you can simply switch ANC off altogether, as I did most of the time, and now let me explain why. Unfortunately, the ANC is not the best to say the least, as it barely filters out any high-frequency noises, but the Be Aware mode is quite effective. Once when I was playing with the settings within the ANC feature and hit the set button, I got this sharp, loud, ear-splitting high-pitched sound which was like an interference noise of sorts. I don't know what caused it, but it was very unpleasant. And regardless of the ambient mode, using ANC adds some noticeable hiss to the sound of the buds, so for that reason alone I would just leave it turned off when listening to music. But moving on to other features, both earbuds have in-ear detection sensors for the auto play pause function, and you can also update the firmware of your earbuds through the app. So with the exception of the ANC, all features work great and the level of customization is second to none. In terms of their sound quality, these buds have a relatively good balance between low and high frequencies. The bass is strong and punchy enough, but not bloated or overpowered. The mids are a bit shy, and the vocals like to stay in the background a little too much, which is hardly ever the case with real-life singers, to be honest. The highs are okay, there are details too, but nothing is overcooked or harsh. The balance between frequency ranges is maintained regardless of listening levels, but the earbuds cannot go as loud as the Epic Air Sport ANC buds. You can play around with the EQ settings a lot and make the buds sound as you like, but if there is one thing the EQ cannot help you with, is the lack of space and air in the sound. The soundstage is a bit collapsed, it could be a tad more three-dimensional too, but other than that the buds deliver an enjoyable, non-fatiguing, fairly balanced, powerful sound. Switching to the memory foam tips, the passive noise isolation improves a little, and so does the general musical performance of the buds. It's not significant, but there is some extra dynamics in the music. Bass becomes tighter and highs become more crisp and detailed. But it feels like the soundstage is even more compressed than it was before, so it's not an obvious win, at least not in my eyes. And I also found the foam tips less comfortable than the silicone tips, as there was more pressure inside my ear canals. But this is just me, so you better figure out yourself which tips work the best for you in terms of fit, isolation and sound quality. So what else can I say about the JLab Audio Epic Air ANC earbuds? Well, not much, I can only repeat myself. There are plenty good things to be said about these buds, and that's only the disappointing active noise cancellation, which I would describe as outright bad. But that's not even fair, because first, there is the relatively low price, and second, the Be Aware mode actually works quite well, so if you need such feature, you will be happy to use these buds. And other goodies, such as the long battery life, the unique case, the comfort of the buds, the huge selection of ear tips in the box, the good sound quality, the customizable touch controls and EQ settings are all there for you in a pair of earbuds which cost around $120 or euros. And that's what I generally call a good deal. And based on their form factor, you can easily call them AirPods Pro alternatives as well, and for less than half the price they can deliver almost everything the AirPods Pro has to offer, except for maybe the superb active noise cancellation on the Apple Buds. But other than that, they are more than competitive. And there are the similarly priced Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pros, which have better ANC, and I prefer their design too, and there are more features in the Soundcore smartphone app, but the touch controls, for example, have some limitations the JLab buds don't, and the battery life is also better on the Epic Air ANC. So again, it's up to you what you prefer. And I can't wait for the one more ComfoBuds Pro to drop in March maybe, and then I'll try and do a comparison video of these 3 mid-range ANC buds to see which is the best in the category. But this is it for today. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm happy to answer all your questions, so if you have one, then go to the comments and start typing. Thanks for watching, see you next time.